from the city right now, but he is with us on our. Let's begin with welcomes. Once again, I'm Abigail Tim. I live in Community Board 9. I've raised my family here. I've been here all my life. And I think I will continue to live here. I love it here. And we can go in either direction for introductions and welcomes.
So she's looking at me all the time. I'm T. Billy Martin. I'm a resident member actually of the Youth and Education Committee. But I don't think it's loud.
No, it's
But I guess
Thank you so much.
Dante didn't contact you all yet. I put it to join Parks and Rec.
Oh,
as
welcome.
well. Because no one can give me an answer as to why our committees aren't working together when they should be, meaning that the projects that we have going on kind of coincide with each other. And we can go into later on that. But yeah, I have a 9-year-old who goes to 161. This is my second year with the committee. And yeah. Oh, and I'm a creative, so I do all the media stuff, graphic design, all that stuff, photography, all that.
I love that.
All that shit. Yeah. I did all of the graphics for the education, youth and education.
With Soul.
events. Well, she's the chair, but yeah. But I didn't do the job fair. No, that's not. But everything else was me. Yeah, was me. And I'm also behind the town hall meeting that we have coming up April 25th. And I hope everybody here be there. That's coming up at School of the Deaf. April 25th at School of the Deaf. You'll see the flag. Okay. Definitely. Once I get the Eventbrite link, everybody will see that flag. Make sure of it.
Hi, I'm Deborah Kirshner with Prospect Park Alliance. We're the nonprofit that helps operate Prospect Park. We reached out because we do our best to try to meet once a year with each of the community boards and give you updates on what's going on. As you also probably know, Nicholas and Courtney are members of our Prospect Park Community Committee representing Community Board 9, and I've also had the pleasure of working with Nicholas and Courtney over the past year to launch the first and what we hope will be annual Brooklyn Parks Conference. So it was Nicholas's brainchild, this idea, and he came to us, and we also connected him with a group called the Brooklyn Parks and Open Space Coalition, and we have this amazing program coming up. We've been working really hard on it. It's going to be on March 28th. And we hope you all attend. For anyone who is engaged on the ground in parks in their community, the whole idea behind the conference is to build relationships with other park advocates in Brooklyn, learn new skills. We're going to have workshops on advocating for capital dollars, for fundraising, for volunteerism and stewardship. We're going to have experts giving an update on the state of Brooklyn parks and how we can all try to advocate for our parks. So we hope you all attend. Right, Nicholas? We want everybody to attend.
Oh, they have you on mute, Nicholas?
You on mute?
I can see him nodding. So.
I can see his lip.
He's not on mute.
No. He muted himself, I'm guessing.
Can't hear you.
Let me text him.
Well, either way, I'll give an update once we get to the
I'm curious what he said.
So.
Yeah, we got to encourage people to do so. Okay?
Well, we didn't get
We
anything.
didn't hear nothing you said.
We're not very end of encourage people to do
Didn't hear
so.
anything at all?
No.
Right.
Oh, wait a minute.
We hear you now.
It's better now?
Yes.
Okay, I say, when I'm hoping after everybody leaves this meeting, that you go to the Eventbrite page for the flyer for this conference and RSVP, and encourage your friends and neighbor, anybody that love the parks, that associate CB9 to do so. Okay?
Okay.
So, let's move on to the agenda. Unorganized introduction. Yes, go ahead. Next person.
All right, so good evening, everybody. I'm Shamari Ramsey. I'm going to be operating as the sport liaison for Community Board 9. I don't have a long introduction like you two ladies have. So I didn't plan for it, so I'm Shamari Ramsey. Nice to meet you.
All right.
Hi, I'm Courtney Lancel. I'm a community member of this committee. I don't have a long history either. I live in the neighborhood. I design jewelry and I have a boring day job as well, so I'm here.
I'm Haley Barnberg. I've lived in the neighborhood well over 30 years. I raised my kids here. They're young adults now. They're big enthusiasts about the environment, green space, the health of the community, and just pleased to be back again at this meeting because every time I'm here, folks really vibrantly advocating for the good of the community.
Hi, I'm Lillian. I'm a resident member. I'm originally from Fort Greene, born and raised. And then I left Brooklyn, went to Staten Island, and then I came back. I work in Staten Island Hospital. I've been there for almost 20 years. As far as the community, this is dealing with the community boards themselves. This is like my first time really dealing with boards. Growing up in Fort Greene, we always had different things going on, like the big television in the movie in the park or in the basketball film, free movies on Saturdays and all of that. And my parents dealt a lot with the neighborhood community and stuff. Me, I don't, this is my thing. But I always love Prospect Park. I'm always interested in communities getting what they're supposed to get. And everybody, not just kids, but everybody enjoying the neighborhood, enjoying sports, and enjoying just living where you live and respecting where you live.
Thank you. So welcome, everyone. Welcome. Thank you all for your introductions. Oh, sorry. Sorry for the day. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Thank you.
No problem. No, I was very okay. I was like, now I have to say anything. I know. My name's Tamika. I'm clearly the secretary for the day. I'm a member of the community. I am initially here because I have like a journalist our news article thing, and we're supposed to write about anything, and I was interested in this, so I wanted to write about this. So glad to be here and listen to you guys and take notes intensely.
Thank you.
If you have any quotes, just let them free.
We will get along just fine. Okay, guys, thanks again for being here tonight. It's a cold Thursday evening, but thank you for being here. Prospect Park Alliance, can you give us your presentation at this time?
Yeah, and I want to apologize, I didn't make an actual presentation, but I was late getting it to Dante, so we will have a conversation instead. So I just want to update you on different things happening in the park, different things that Prospect Park Alliance has been involved in. I definitely want to answer your questions, so feel free to ask questions as we go. I was going to start my conversation just talking a little bit about some of the funding that the park received this year from city government, just to keep you up to date on what's happening in the park. Some of you may know that we've had a long-term project to renovate the Prospect Park Lake. Many of you know Prospect Park is home to Brooklyn's only lake. It's a 50-acre lake. It's really beloved for fishing, enjoying nature, boating. But the park and the lake are over 150 years old. So the lake has had some issues, both like accessibility, like it's hard to get to the shoreline, the paths aren't nice, lighting is poor, there's a lot of like overgrowth. We've also had issues for the wildlife. The lake's home to turtles and all sorts of fish, and because the lake is deteriorated, it's not like a really good habitat for wildlife. And then lastly, particularly impacting our neighbors to the south of the park, is flooding. Now that we're experiencing climate change and there's a lot more severe storms, the park has had a lot of flooding, and unfortunately when it floods, the lake floods, and a lot of it goes down into Flatbush. So the exciting thing is, we've been advocating for funding from the city over the past few years, and we've gotten $20 million to restore the lake shore, so it's gonna be beautiful. We're gonna put new plantings and little terraces and bridges and just really fun ways to be able to explore the lake and enjoy the wildlife. We're also gonna be adding features to help keep the water in the lake when there's severe storms, so you don't see all the flooding that happens south of the park. And we actually had a very exciting announcement in December, which is that the city has designated Prospect Park Brooklyn's first blue belt. So blue belt might be a term that they coined, but basically what it means is doing things in the landscape to help with stormwater. So there's actually gonna be like a new pond and other types of design elements that's gonna help take water from like Flatbush in here, get it into the park where it can be absorbed, and then keep it in the park so it doesn't flood south of the park. So we're really excited about that. So we're gonna be home to Brooklyn's first blue belt. Yeah,
Will that
please.
help with algae at all, the project?
It will not. We like to find things. There are issues in the park. It's been not as bad now as it had been, but it just depends year by year because like another climate change, it gets so hot in the summer. It might help a little bit. The Lakeshore project's really gonna improve the shoreline of the lake. The lake itself is pretty shallow, and like if there was hundreds of millions of dollars, we would dredge the lake and deepen it. So there are issues because of the shallowness and heat, like in the summers where we get toxic algae. The toxic algae, it's not lethal, it can just cause like allergic reactions. So they ask like dogs not to go in the water when there's toxic algae blooms. They don't want people handling it like a rash. So that is something that like, is another issue that needs to be tackled with the park's water. Just really quickly, a few other projects we've been advocating for funding is some of you might know like the restrooms that are at the carousels. You know when you go to the carousel in the zoo, there's like an old looking building near the entrance that has restrooms in it. That building is in horrible condition and we've been advocating to get it restored. So we have bit by bit getting some funding to be able to renovate those restrooms, and we should hopefully be able to do the first phase of it in the coming couple of years. We also got a bunch of funding from the borough president to renovate Lincoln Road Playground. So that's gonna probably go into construction in about a year's time, and it's gonna be a full renovation, it's gonna be beautiful, it's gonna be all new play equipment, new water features, picnic tables, trees. It's really gonna be a beautiful space for kids of all ages. And then, this year, we're looking for the rest of the funding we need for the restroom. We're working with Councilmember Joseph to get more funding to renovate the Parkside Avenue perimeter. As many of you know, because we presented here earlier in the year, we are about to break ground and start work on the Ocean Avenue perimeter. So we're gonna be renovating the perimeter of the park from Ocean Avenue, from like where the Empire is Boulevard all the way to Parkside. And we're putting in, it's gonna be all new sidewalks, new trees, new benches. It's gonna be like a nice place to walk. But there's also gonna be a projected bike lane that they didn't have before. So there's gonna be a safe way for people to cycle to get to and from, you know, wherever they're coming from along the park. And then the icing on the cake is at that Parkside entrance, we're gonna have a monument to Shirley Chisholm.
Oh,
So you guys might remember that. Oh yeah, it's been in the works for a long time. It was funding that was actually through Shirlene McRae when Bill de Blasio was mayor. It was called the She Built Initiative. So they were interested in making a monument to important women in each of the 5 boroughs. So for Brooklyn, it's Shirley Chisholm and it's Prospect Park. It's a beautiful monument, and so it should be installed by next spring. So that's gonna be really exciting.
And where is it gonna be at?
At the Parkside Ocean entrance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Opposite of Wendy's.
No.
No, that's Empire.
McDonald's, opposite of McDonald's.
Yeah, it's like at Parkside and Ocean.
Yeah.
Sorry, Parkside. I said Parkside.
Parkside and
right?
Ocean,
Yeah,
yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay, Woodruff side. Okay, okay.
Yeah. So there's lots of great things to look forward to on the Capitol front. On city budget side, not such a rosy picture. The Parks Department, as you might know, has had a very, very small budget for decades, like ever since the city went through a fiscal crisis in the 70s, it's never really rebounded. So they have, and then unfortunately under Mayor Adams, they suffered several rounds of budget cuts. So we've been really working with our partners across the city to advocate for more funding for parks. We're getting some positive feedback from the Mamdani administration, but Mamdani has said that the city's facing budget issues, so he hasn't really guaranteed funding. So we work with a group called New Yorkers for Parks. And I think Haley, your group is a member of the New Yorkers for Parks, the Playground Coalition, right? Yeah, if you go to NY number 4P, you can sign on to be part of this coalition to advocate for more funding. So it's NY, the number 4P.org, .org, and you can learn all about it. Quickly on other things, like because the city is so poor, doesn't have a lot of funding, the way that it's supposed to work is we say Prospect Park Alliance is responsible for the blue and the green in the park and the city the gray, which really means like our main agreement with the city is to take care of the like 350 acres of woodlands in the park. Like the park is home to like the Glasper Baby Forest, and take care of the water course and to do like volunteerism and some of this restoration work. The city's supposed to do like the bread and butter stuff, like keeping, the drinking fountains working and the restrooms and like, all the infrastructure, benches, lighting, pathways. But because they have such little funding, they can't always do everything they want to do. So over the past 5 years, the Alliance has started funding like repairs in the park. And we've done things that we feel like people really love. So like we put in new barbecue grills, we renovated some of the restrooms. We're working with a crew, with an organization called Ace New York that helps, I think it's like homeless get employment. So we have a cleaning crew that comes out in the park that we pay for. And then we have a lot of volunteer programs. So that's what's going on that front. Other exciting news from the past year is that we launched our first nature trail system in the parks. I don't know if any of you enjoy going to state or federal parks where you can like pick a trail off a map and then just like follow the little like colored blazes. So we actually did that in Prospect Park. So there's 5 trails in the park. They have these cute little colored blazes. And we purposely picked it so you kind of feel like you're in the middle of like forest or whatever. You're upstate. You don't really feel like you see the city and you get to see birds and pretty sights. So it's on our website. I can follow up and send you guys a link. I think it's just prospectpark.org/trails. TRAILS, and you'll see a map of all the nations. We've also got an amazing gift from a philanthropist to create an endowment for our staff. So our staff primarily are gardeners that work in the woodlands. So we got an endowment to be able to perpetually have 4 additional gardeners in the park. So right now we have 7, and with the additional 4, we'll have 11 gardeners to take care of all of the woodlands, the 300 acres that I mentioned. Other highlights quickly, I don't know if many of you are familiar with the work we've been doing at Leverage Historic House, the Historic House Museum in the park. It's like next to the carousel in the zoo.
I don't know the work, but I know the house.
Yeah, so that house has been in the park for like 100 years. And about 5 years ago, like honestly, as part of the whole like Black Lives Matter movement, everything that was happening, the house for most of its history, like to be frank with you, like glorified like colonial days, and it didn't really talk as much as it could about the enslaved Africans or like these indigenous populations who like were forced from the land. So we did do some of it, but now we're really doing it. So the house, we removed all of like the Dutch colonial like furniture and history, and we're in the process, we received funding. We're gonna have installations, we've been having exhibitions and art that kind of, and we're doing research We've been researching who actually were the Africans who were enslaved at Lefferts House, and we're starting to tell their stories. And commissioning art and doing all sorts of fun programming from everything from like Juneteenth, to like, I don't know if you guys know what Pinkster Day is, and like Juve, and what's the really great, just like really celebrating and highlighting.
I know
Pinkster Day?
Pinkster Day, what's that?
Nobody knows Pinkster Day, because like, it's actually, there's a gentleman, Chief Bob Neal Clark, who's been trying to revive it. So Pinkster Day is like a authentically New York State African American holiday. And it started in like, at the time when there were enslaved Africans under Dutch rule, there was only like one day a year, this Pinkster Day, it's some kind of Christian holiday, I'm Jewish, so I'm sorry. There's like some type of Christian holiday that was the only time of year that the Dutch would allow enslaved Africans to gather and celebrate. And they stopped holding it because Africans were using it as a way of like talking to one another and like talking about how to, you know, stop slavery. And like, but they also owned it. So they really made it their own holiday.
So maybe
real
we need to
celebration.
revive Pinkster Day. I had no idea about
I
it.
know,
no
we
idea.
do an event each year, I'll make sure to send it to you, so there's this.
And the local schools, we know Juve. I
No.
definitely know Juve, but
Yeah.
I've never
I
heard
haven't
of
even
Pinkster
heard
Day.
There's an older gentleman named Chief Bob Neal Clark, and he's made it like his mission. And so we do events, Weeksville does an event, but I think you're right, like getting into the public schools is such a, and I know you're on the youth. Yeah, maybe there's a way we can work with you to try to connect Chief Bob Neal Clark to some of the local schools. But there's a lot of fun events that happen at Lefferts. The season starts in May, so I'll work with Nicholas and Dante to make sure you guys are getting information on it.
Okay.
All of you are welcome to sign up for our newsletter. If you just go to prospectpark.org, you just put in your information.
Yeah, I do get your,
Oh, do you?
I
Our
do.
newsletters?
When do you guys meet? Is it in the newsletter?
The Lefferts House?
No,
Or
the
just in
Prospect
general?
Park Alliance. When are the meetings?
Oh.
Is it open to the public?
No, we do a community committee, it's not open to the public, but we do have representation from Courtney and Nicholas, and any of you can come to those meetings. So, I think Nicholas and Courtney get the emails for those meetings, they can share with you. We also send Nicholas and Courtney like a top of the month email that talks about events happening in the park, so you guys are welcome to share it with all the committee members, so.
They're very good about sending it to the weekly blast too.
I get those.
But I know it's a lot, it's a lot.
It's a lot. Okay.
Oh yeah, sometimes we do send things to Dante to put in your weekly blast, but yeah, there's a lot.
Okay.
I did have a question, but
Yeah.
I think you answered it. I was wondering, for the lake, if we could just tap into private funding. But you said we do have a philanthropist who has donated to the park, but not necessarily to the lake. I'm not an engineer, but can we do the lake in phases so that we can, instead of it taking $100 million, it probably minimize.
Oh, you mean to dredge it?
To dredge it
I
and
don't
deepen
know.
it.
Yeah,
But
we
I'm not an
rely-
engineer.
Yeah, I have to say honestly, with the Alliance, like, we're very lucky that we get philanthropy, but like, it's never at the level of like, we go to the city for capital funding, because it's so expensive to do construction, and most projects in the park cost a lot of money, and we just don't have the resources privately. We do have like a few smaller projects that private philanthropists are funding, so like one of the historic arches in the park, we found a philanthropy that's gonna, pay to renovate
The
that.
new entrance on Flatbush
Yeah.
Avenue across from the Botanical
Yeah.
Gardens. I know a philanthropist also.
No, that was the mayor.
That was the mayor who did it.
Yeah, and then we had some funding
On
from the
my
borough
block, they
president.
said no one knows the name of this person. But I'm thinking, well, if he's doing a whole entrance, maybe he
No.
could help with the lake.
That was the city.
You know what, this is how neighborhood rules is.
No, I have to say, the city has not been great with expense money, like the operating money that we need to keep the park going, but they've been very generous with the capital funding to make improvements. So if we could only get them to, also commit to the operating, and then we'd be in good shape.
I want there to be a program where you have a vision code for vision.
I know, right? Then you get them all
celebrate
there.
vision. But I'm serious, like, I think that we should devise something like that, because whether people experience the space well, usually depends on maintenance.
I know.
Whether it's kept up, but then no one's excited because you get some quick and grin, you know?
One thing I will say about maintenance, like, the city has a very long way to go to get the maintenance budget. The one accomplishment under Adams that hopefully Mom Donnie will continue is something called the second shift program. So they put money together so crews would come out on weekends to really busy parks like Prospect Park to help with cleanup. Because one of the biggest challenges we have is, you all know, like so many community members come to the park in the summer to have fun, right? To have gatherings, and a lot of trash is generated, and that can be really hard on the crews. So having extra staff out to help with cleanup.
When I was in Girls Club, Girls Scouts.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm getting old.
Yeah, Girl
But
Scouts.
I remember our troop went to Prospect Park on more than
Yes.
one occasion.
You guys have the Girl Scouts have a 100-year agreement with Prospect Park to do cleanups
Yeah, I was a
every
part
year.
of that,
That's
what was
great.
that, the 90s?
That's amazing.
Yeah, has to be the 90s, but what about getting Girl Scout, getting the?
We do a lot of volunteerism. We get like, I don't know the exact numbers now, but we have, I think each year we have anywhere from like 2,000 to 4,000 people that come out and volunteer in the park. So we do.
Club. When I was in high school, I was in Key Club. Key Club also volunteers. The Kiwanis is the adult portion of Key Club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I see why you're on the committee board. You're a very civic-minded person.
Exactly. I was gonna say, well, I was in high school out in Miami, so we had a thing where you had to, before you graduated, you had to do a community service hours.
Yeah.
Pitch it to community service hours.
We get a lot of
Oh, yeah.
interest in volunteering. It's just like, no matter how many volunteers you have, it's
It's a
not the
mess,
same
yeah.
as like getting like, the staff, because you also need like truck, like there's like a lot of type of maintenance that volunteers can't do. But I would say to you all, since you're so intrigued by all this, is to come to the conference.
Yeah.
Because this is gonna be like a lot of the topics we're gonna be discussing in the Parks Conference, so. It's March 28th.
Yeah.
Just really quickly, and then I'll end, because I know you have other stuff to discuss. I did wanna also let you know, we've been trying to do more health and wellness activities in the park. Like partnering with different like organizations to offer different services. So, we've had a mobile medical unit that's been coming to the park each week. It's focused on sexual health. It's through New York Presbyterian, and it's to combat like higher levels of HIV that have people in the community. Yeah, and then we have like another program that we've been doing in the Department of Health that's around mental well-being, and just like helping, like, the city has found that since the pandemic, there's like higher levels of anxiety and depression in the community. So these are people that go, like these community health workers, they go out in the park and they'll just talk to someone like, hi, how are you doing today? And try to engage them in conversation. And then if they're like, I'm a little bit stressed actually, like my rent's too high, or I don't have a job, or like, I need help with food, they have all these resources.
I knew that was good, Joe.
Yeah, of course.
Matter of fact, where's the big screen?
Thank you. Yeah, I don't think they've settled on the date yet. It has to do with like Chief Bob Neal Clark's schedule, but it's usually in May. So we'll be announcing it soon, our Pinkster Day celebration. Yeah.
Oh, it's right before my birthday.
Yeah.
Okay, next is roll call. And I'll quickly start the roll call. Gloria Briggs. Courtney Lucille.
Here.
Denzel Aduro. Brenda Pagan. David Romeo. Joni Rome. Julian Swain.
So I'll tell you what.
Abigail Tim. Nicholas Almanor is.
And that's fine, and that's fine. So if you have recommendations, specific items you'd like to see, send them.
I will vote. Okay.
Yes. Yes, I have it down. Okay, has everyone gotten a chance to see the minutes from last meeting? I move to approve the minutes. If there are any
Thank
changes.
you. How many people do we have? Do we have a quorum? We have-
1, 2, 3, we have 3 present and you online. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 not here.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
gonna get going so you guys can do your
Thank you.
business unless you.
And then if we have any questions, we'll ask Courtney or.
Yeah, so
Thank
good
you
to
for
meet all of
coming.
you, and thank you all for everything you do for the community. It's important work. Oh my gosh, it's work.
Thank you, Deborah, for coming.
Thanks, Nicholas.
And we'll talk soon.
Nicholas, do we have to wait for the next meeting to approve the minutes?
Hi
Can
there.
we approve?
If you don't have a quorum, you
Deborah.
cannot approve the minutes.
So if I was sitting
Because
for
we
like
need at
half
least
an
5
hour,
people here.
I'll call it
And,
for
I usually I try to
Interrupt them while they're-
remind them of the meeting.
Yeah, of course.
That I think
Dante's not
30
here
minutes
right
now,
now.
so we'll do a telephone check. I'm suggesting that we do telephone chain, so that way everybody around they get the email, but they get the phone call when they come to the meeting.
Yes, I
Okay.
would like the members, telephone numbers to start a WhatsApp group, so before you leave.
I can send out that information to you because I have it in a table and on the so I get that information.
And you tell me
Everybody's
this now.
name and phone number. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Nicholas. Public
We're
commentary.
gonna be renovating Ocean Avenue, and there's gonna be a lot of construction going on. I know we never
Talking
got
about
anywhere with
Prospect-
those
Mount Prospect Park?
conversations. Dante had
On
worked
the agenda
Is
is
it?
the precinct up there.
It's coming up on the
Oh, yeah, I
agenda,
see,
so
okay,
that-
I see, that. Mind you, Nicholas called me, we went over this agenda, but yet still,
Well, we're
I
happy
don't
to be
remember
able to have
it's
that
listed as
conversation.
number
There's gonna be
8.
construction.
And I even
going
took
on, so
notes
we're gonna
from
talk about
Nicholas,
how that
but
will
okay.
impact your-
Yeah.
It might be a part of the.
Thank you.
All the areas you're gonna enter at Parks. I understand
Parks and
that
Cultural
that's
Institution
gonna
Liaison Report.
be renovating
So I don't see
more.
Rick Alexander.
Okay.
But yeah, let me know how
And
it
I
can
know
be.
we discussed that we would get the
yeah.
contact information for Coach Shamari for the other community boards. Were we able to
Yeah, we'd
capture
be
that
happy to, and we could
information?
also talk to Smorgasburg about it, like
Nicholas?
we do.
No, no,
Have
no,
staff
for some
that
reason,
wants to be
we do have the information, it's not there. But for some reason, no delays was not me communicating with that. So what I promise after this meeting, I'll speak to Coach Omari, and then we'll set that up. We'll probably will have
Yeah, I
a
know that.
conversation where I've sent all that information to them.
Yes,
Okay.
okay. Do you have any
Because,
updates?
since you're talking about that, also, I'm in contact with, Coach Cooper, who's the basketball coach at Westinghouse. And also, he's a good friend of on screen, so I want to try to initiate a conversation between Mary and the two coaches to see if some of the project want to try to do.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
So, remember we spoke about the intercommunity talk.
I left my dog over for years.
We have a lot of concerns in the park, because we also
Bushwick
have
based
now.
out of Crown.
Yes, I remember that.
Coney
They're all
Island,
breaking
Coney
ground
Island,
in the
Coney
next like month or so.
So I wanted to the community board, so since I have both 6 schools, each school represents the community
Well,
board, and it was that, the tournament for the community board and, NYCFC.
Yeah, there's 2 entrances near the Vale, neither will be closed off.
To help, get the notoriety out there, because NYCFC is a professional club, so we have a lot of back
Ocean
and
Avenue,
forth.
they're doing it in like small chunks, specifically along
So we
the
have
time. So it's really hard to,
finding ways to
I think the biggest issue
get
is
community
each chunk they
boards
do,
and the schools
the
and
parking
the
along
schools.
it'll be closed off.
So,
That's
But,
we have community board 3,
but,
and you can, contact information for
really good ones, so, exactly.
we with 8 and 9 together, we work for community board 13, community board 6,
Literally, I'm sitting here wondering, my eyes are burning.
6 community board.
Yeah, these guys.
So Nicholas has that information, we discussed it this week or last week, and he would get that to you. So that's great. Great stuff.
Coach Omari, do you have any time next week where we could get together and start doing some of that planning? I'd love to do that. When is it? Let me know when you are available. So we can.
I just signed on to coach the kids, as a matter of fact, next week. Monday, Tuesday.
I did see that text.
That's 10 a.m. to 12, so maybe any time in the evening.
I can see the president,
On Monday or Thursday.
Okay, all right, so I'll reach out to you and then we'll set up a date. Okay.
To clarification for fiscal year 2025-2026. Nicholas and I did meet, and we actually got local plastic cups to participate with our community board night. It's a local cafe. But we did not. I did commit to setting some dates. We did not commit dates, as of yet. So maybe Nicholas and I can meet again to commit to some dates, and then we can work around the dates that we have, whether those need to change. But I thought it was important that we had something on the calendar, even if we needed to move it at a later date. But we're still working on that.
On Classic Clubs as well.
Classic Clubs is a cafe on Rogers and Winthrop. So actually they had volunteered to host, they had volunteered to participate. We told them about we told them about the committees that were on the top of our heads, but we told them to really come in because so far they've had jazz night, they've had a book reading club, they've had an event where, you know, you bring your local dishes. So
This was at the cafe?
This was at the cafe. It's an intimate setting. It's not as big as Green or Trove, but they're in the community. Matter of fact, I walked up here from Winthrop and Rogers, and I was able to get some schedules for them to post in the cafe on the board. So anytime we have any events, I will personally walk it over and post it on the board for our local community who frequents that cafe slash coffee shop slash tea shop.
Gratitude Bake Shop used to be?
No, it was a mosque before.
Okay, I know what it was.
Yeah. Oh, Gratitude is on the opposite, is on the
Okay, I
far
just
side
looked up
in Rogers. I
on
know.
on the
You
map.
have a Gratitude.
Well, I would see that was, I
Gratitude
moved
is,
here after, I think that was close, but
Gratitude is, it's
I always saw the sign.
like 20 years, almost 20 years,
It's
yeah.
been vacant that whole time?
Yes,
That's crazy.
yeah.
I just
Ooh,
looked
you're
at the
taking me
map.
back. Okay. So, scheduling of visits and presentations for cultural institutions and parks department.
Well, we want to urge everybody who is in contact with some of these institutions to ask them for a date, either for us to come, or a date for them to come to the community board meeting. So that will sit just like the Prospect Park Alliance was the first one we got this year. So we'll have any other organization you with, we want them to come, either invite us to visit their places or come and do a presentation at the community board meeting.
And Leon has one.
Hello. Okay, so I talked to, BRIC. So he set the date, I sent it to you, of the 24th. Yes, brick. Yeah, I say BRIC, cause when I say brick, everybody look at me like, what?
Like a
They
new
did
currency.
say, they
I
don't
know,
call it
that's
brick, they call it
I see.
BRIC, but who's?
Well, no, since growing up down there, we always called it brick.
Yeah, it used to be BJ.
Yes,
When the person
yeah.
from BRIC came, they said they don't call it.
That is a little bit
People come and change up the
Yeah,
things.
we still call it brick.
everything.
Right.
Just like, let me
Growing
write
up
brick.
down there, like, it was BCAT and then it turned into brick. Right, but he's gonna come on the 24th to the general meeting.
What's the next one?
Yes, that's on high,
Hi guys.
that's on
Thanks for stopping in.
Empire. When we have the meetings on Empire, yes,
Public safety
he's
committee.
gonna be there on the
Ready to
24th.
wrap up, so. Thanks for coming over.
I forget his name. It was so funny, we met at a different function, not knowing that he was the one that was gonna get the cocaine. So when he came,
Community outreach,
I think he is community outreach, I can get the name for you.
Rob Gilmore?
Yes, yes, so, he's coming. He came here, he did a little, thing about BRIC, which I found out a lot of things, you know. So he's gonna come on the 24th to Empire. And I told him just, you know, let them know what you told us and whatever else you have, but just know it's more people that's gonna be there. It's not gonna be just the community board. So he is more than happy to come, and he will be there on the 24th.
Does anyone else have an update? I have an update from Major Owens. So there'll be a new chair, co-chair, and I held the position as secretary. So we're doing votes for, I think June, they changed it. It was supposed to literally be February 24th. But I have addressed this in the last few meetings that the community is saying they don't have access, they can't afford. And we put that title of community center, but it really is not acting as a community center. When I brought it up, I was told that it's a pay-to-play facility, and that was not what was presented to the community, and I addressed that. I brought up Central Brooklyn Soccer Club. I also brought up FYA, which is a free program for basketball for the youth, and it doesn't get more discounted than Central Brooklyn. I've expressed that my children play with Central Brooklyn Soccer Club, and they have for years. I brought that up. I told them that our children need a space, a safe space, that in their community. They're still working on that. What they really said, the feedback was, we're trying to get funding, private funding, so that we can afford to have the Central Brooklyn Soccer Club and the FYA and reduce community costs. But we're hoping, we're getting a little bit of pushback, but we're hoping to get more programs. And from the community, we wanted tutoring. Community Board 9 or District 17 specifically is really functioning below grade level, so we wanted to have a tutoring program. We reached out to Cass from Brooklyn, what do you call, what is that? Brooklyn Tech. Brooklyn Tech, a graduate or a former alumni has a program, a tutoring program, and reach out to him, but it's not free. Even though they're a nonprofit, they have to pay their tutors. We also reached out to, is it New York Chess Club? They used to be on Dean and Flatbush, but they're in schools. We wanted to bring a chess program. Money seems to be the main factor as to why we're not having these additional programs, and we're getting pushback. Even the fields. So I had asked for space for our children who were practicing to play overseas, and I was told that it's $450 an hour to rent the turf. I asked them where we're gonna get it from. If the parents are getting a discount for our children to play, where is the club, where are the parents going to get this money for? We need at least an hour and a half, but you need to warm up, you need to set up, we really need 2 hours. So I asked them, can we get a donation? Can you guys work something out? And they said, you know what, we'll try. I told them, it doesn't work to try, we need you to do it, because to try is to fail. We need you to make that happen. And Asphalt Green has tapped into some resources that I don't think locally we've had access to. They have deeper pockets or access to funding that we haven't seen in this community. And I know they have also shared with us that they will be offering some swim lessons, free swim lessons that they will pay for, which is great, but we also need some free turf time, we need some free basketball time, you know. I spoke to some of the tenants at Fatayo, Digital Girl, they're all willing to give their space for free, which their programs also need fundings, but they're in the community, they understand the cries of the community, and they're open to it. So that's my update from Major Owens. I also,
Does Major Owens have a development director or someone who's like seeking funding?
so I spoke, so it's not, it's crazy as it sounds, not directly. They have someone who's in the community who's trying to reach out to the local schools to basically bring the youth there. And through Asphalt Green's funding, but not someone who specifically is out there raising money. And I spoke to Eric Woodland, which he presented when we were at PS 161. He said we were supposed to meet, and I did reach out to him, but he's going through some personal things. But I told him, just let me know, because you set a date, I'll be there.
Is it a nonprofit?
It needs to be a nonprofit. I think it needs to be a nonprofit, but he really wants to target private sector. So what the names he did call was Coca-Cola, he called Pepsi, he called some big names, and then, you know, they might have the money at their disposal. But even if they do, we need to be on the top of their list of priorities, say, hey, we have children here, we have elders here, because we also have a elder chair yoga, and our elders, they came, they presented, they love it. It's something that we really want to continue for the elders in our community. It's supposed to be a community center. Everyone from, I even mentioned that there should be like a toddler reading. From babies, you know what, they sit down, they listen to a story. We could even have some high school students come there and read, but it should be a community center. And if not, they lie to the community, because that's what they were telling us. You would have, when we build, you would be able to come, and they build, and it's like, hey, we're still here, what's happening? I signed 2 petitions. I signed Central Brooklyn Soccer Club, made me sign a petition for them to come there, and also the basketball. So I signed 2 petitions for them to open, and every opportunity I get, I remind them that I'm one of the parents that had children who were in these programs, these athletic programs, one being soccer, the other being basketball, to open this facility, and my children aren't even allowed to come through the doors through those programs, those clubs. And I do, and I think sometimes you tend to forget, you know, the people who were rallying for you to be there. You forget the elders who thought, this is a good thing, I can swim, I can exercise, and it's like you really closing the doors on these people who were excited for you to come.
I think everybody wanted it here is more affordable than the Y, closer than the Y. You know,
Wasn't it like a public building?
Because there's no community.
It is, the Armory is city, so it's so political.
Should we do a resolution maybe?
I think we should do a walkthrough. So what Nicholas and I have discussed is probably having the committee go there and do a walkthrough.
Okay.
I'm not sure when everybody would be able to meet, but maybe majority. There's a lot of spaces that you would not know. One thing that has been on the table is having a cafe. And when we did ask if we can tap into the local restaurants to see if they could do maybe a sandwich, something easy, we were getting a lot of kickback, a lot of, one of the things, like, they wanted you to have about $3 million in revenue. Like, what local restaurant, this is Community Board 9, so it wasn't realistic. So you want Starbucks, just say you want Starbucks, go to Starbucks. If you're catering to us and you want us to be a part of this, and it makes me think, do they really want local restaurants to be a part of this? They don't have $3 million in revenue.
Right.
They don't have $3 million in profit. Like, the things that we're asking for.
It's ridiculous.
And so we need to bend a little bit. We need to bend a little. We have our favorite restaurants. We have our favorite coffee shops. Why can't they also service Major Owens? They're already in the community. You want someone from outside of the community to come here? We're gonna give you some pushback, and we have been. But because we've been pushing back, nothing has been done. It's almost like you guys wanna talk about it, you're not going to get a cafe. That really doesn't work well with me. I'm still going to talk about it. Like, I frequent Major Owens, that's my gym, and my children are there. My second son plays basketball there every opportunity he gets. So I think that's my update from my 2. It's a lot, it's a mouthful. I didn't expect to spend so long. I did reach out to the imam on Bedford and Fulton. So I was trying to find a mosque within Community Board 9, and I was told that that mosque actually services Community Board 9.
The one on
So yes, so they don't have a Community Board 9 mosque, which I was looking for one. It doesn't work that way. And I asked that the imam or somebody from the mosque could come and meet with us and just share with us what they're doing, how we could collaborate, how we could work together on anything that they have going on, or even how we could bring them more into maybe Major Owens and what we have going on in the community. So I'm still waiting to hear. I don't know if I told you guys that that's just the type of person. I got dressed up and went to the mosque.
Oh,
I
yeah,
told you guys.
totally.
So I took a picture. I asked my sister, how do I look? She was raised Muslim. She was like, you look great. Everything is covered. Go. And I certainly did. And I had an amazing time. I didn't know what to expect. I was a little bit skeptical. I wouldn't say nervous because you could put me anywhere. I think if you put me in a den, I'm coming out and the line is like, don't bring her back in here. I think I'm that type of person. So I went in there not knowing what to expect and then left loving the experience. So yeah. So Nicholas actually said he would go to the mosque and speak to the imam because I know there's that women talking to men thing. I don't want to disrespect the culture. But any man who's willing to go from our committee is okay. I know once we get the information, hey, we're here, how could we work together on something like that? So that's it for my my outreach. Anybody else has an update?
I have, so, like I said, I work at the Staten Island Hospital, right? So they do a lot of Wednesday outreach and stuff. So I asked, cause you know, we were talking about doing the health, at the parks, different parks and stuff. So, they did, comment back and they said the LGBTQ, did I say it right?
LGBTQ.
Yeah, there's too many letters.
We cannot exclude anybody.
They would come when we have the health, when we do our
Who
little,
would come?
from my hospital,
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
yes,
Community fair?
yeah. There's a community fair, or like we was talking about having health, different health, activities in the different parks. So they said, they would come.
We need some dates. You would not.
Right, so that's what they were saying.
The summertime, springtime is literally next month. Next month is the beginning. We've been talking about a calendar, and I really think that this calendar needs to happen ASAP. Or we're going to spend another year saying, you know what, we're gonna start with a calendar, we're gonna plan, and then we need something on a calendar, we need events. We need to start letting restaurants know, hey, we're having an event on this day. Bring your best dishes for the community to sample. We're having a tournament, we're having a jazz fest, we're having a soccer tournament, what else was on the list that we said we were going, a yoga?
Yeah.
By now we should know the yoga instructor, which we have a Tamara, she was in Major Owens. She teaches comedic yoga, but by now we should at least be able to give these people a date because
Right, 'cause they
literally spring is next month.
Yeah, they said, when we put a date.
Alright.
You know?
I will be back to New York next week, and then I'm gonna sit again with anybody who would like to. So we could finish up a calendar. And also we need to connect with the other committees, like the youth committee have different activities, because a lot of the activities would involve them. So that way we could set the calendar, because I think one of the goals for all is to really have activities throughout the summer, so we don't have to do the calendar without really sure we get it done at the latest at the end of March. So I think we should give
A
that as much
calendar?
priority.
No, we need the calendar now.
Yeah, we don't have.
I mean, we should have a calendar completed at least by the next time we meet in March. So I think let's redouble our effort and get that done as soon as possible. One other thing is the mention of the mosque. Our secretary I spoke to this week, supposed to work on a project for a interfaith luncheon. She has been busy preparing a event at her church, but she said as of next week she's gonna get started on that. So what we're gonna do is to have some mini meetings in between the next meeting, so we could get a lot of these particular activity finalized. And I think our goal for our next meeting is to get that calendar completed. That's what I.
Yeah, cause I'm sorry, I just looked up the email that they had sent me from the hospital. So they're saying they have health educators at their LGBTQ transgender program, and they would be able to attend if we're interested.
We are always interested. I think what needs to happen is we set the dates and share it with the other committees.
Right.
or we're going to be the ones saying, oh, that day is taken, another committee is doing something, so we're going to have to wait until another day. We really wanted to get to all the parks and gardens. We have 13 parks and gardens. That's what, 13 different weekends or 13 different days if we're doing Saturday and Sunday.
Right.
We should really be on top of this. The time will fly by. Some children go away for the summer. But if we could have some events over the summer, that would be awesome as well. But we need to do this now. I was hoping to have it done already for this meeting to present, but life is happening.
Right.
But I'm usually pretty flexible. Go ahead.
I just want to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
So, one of the things that I make sure that happen is, we're, for the youth and education calendar, and we set these dates, September, no later than October. Because I've seen what happens when you don't set the date, and then when it comes closer to the date, how everything is last minute rush, and the event does not turn out as, you know, you wanted it to be. So that's a big pet peeve for me, because I don't operate like that. Like right now, I've been prepping for town hall since December, because even though it's in April, there are people with calendars that I want on board, they need to know early. Parents need to know early when kids in the house. You know, there's all these things, and not only that, but on the CD9 side, you gotta get approval, you gotta submit paper requests, you have to get it in front of the board, and then another board, and so on, and all of that takes time. That's taken away from the planning. So, suggestion, if you're going to set a date, set it all of them at one time. And then, so that everybody knows the dates of the events to work towards that. And that way, you know, you're not doing a last minute, and if you don't have it, then there's a bigger problem. Because I see an issue that can repeat itself if you don't address it now.
I agree. So maybe I should start a calendar, and then when Nicholas returns, we can change the date. But maybe if I have something in writing on paper, we could start somewhere. I think we just need to start, and even adjust as we go along if that's what needs to happen.
I don't want to jump out because I'm waiting to comment on the, if you already have on the agenda, Soccer Fest?
Oh, the soccer side.
Oh, soccer.
Number 9.
The resolution.
Okay, so what time? Okay, guys. Let me speed up, the biannual conference update for resolution. We don't have quorum, Nicholas. Can we come up with a resolution?
Actually, you should have received,
Yes.
3 resolutions that was copied and given to everyone.
Yeah, the non-profit part.
The first one of them is the resolution for the biannual conference. The only problem we have today, because we don't have a quorum, we can't vote.
Right.
But nonetheless, what we can do is at the executive committee meeting, we'll bring it up and ask the executive committee to vote on it.
Okay.
And so they can bring it. I'm not gonna be able to make the executive committee, I'm not gonna be there to present the result of our meeting and ask the executive committee to do that. If you guys take a few minutes to read it, I think it's quite lengthy, because this is the resolution that was sent to every community board within work. And they have a deadline to have it approved, supposed to approve between February and March. So, take some time to read it. And also, this also has been communicated to the president, they know all about that, also all that information they have. But we need to be able, since we rush for time, we will bring it to the executive committee next week and ask them for the committee to approve of it and send it to the general board for the meeting on the 24th. I'll be at the meeting on the 24th, so I'll make sure that that resolution come up. Okay?
Thank you,
Like
Nicholas.
Deborah said before, we've been planning this for the last 6-7 months. We have, most everything has been done in there. And what we have to do as a community board, we gotta spare a 5 to 10 slide presentation about our community board, about how many parks in the community board are there, what's the problem they have, how many good garden, what's the map and all this stuff. So when I come back, that's the first thing we're gonna work. And one of the things, and I'm glad Haley's here today, one of the slides is to talk about Mount Prospect. Basically, what we're going to do is to say, these are the parts in the community. As I've learned at the last meeting, Mount Prospect is part of Community Board 9. Because that section between the library and the museum, the botanical garden is neither 8 or 9, but closer to 9. So we consider.
Do you want me to move the thing or?
As they did the different lines. So then you could see when we get to the resolution, we have another resolution in support of what that's coming. Okay? So for that resolution, Abigail and anybody that can attend the executive committee next Tuesday, there to bring up this resolution and ask them to vote on it. Okay?
Okay, thank you, Nicholas. Next, item C is the traffic islands and the tree guard planting. We really would like someone to spearhead that by identifying the islands in Community Board 9, and see where we need fencing and see where we can plant, do some planting, maybe working with the botanical gardens to get some plants or advice on what we should plant that close to traffic. Right, Nicholas?
Yes, I'm looking for somebody to spare that. It's unfortunate none of the people from the community gardens are here. So this is something I discussed with Gloria. So this is our part we will try to engage her again, because we did find out the last time each community garden operates differently. The one on Maple Street, it's a community, nobody has anything to the floor, everybody work on everything. As opposed to the Union Street, you have different plots, different boxes are given to people, and they have a long waiting list of people that are waiting. And this was done in the idea that for all these people waiting, instead of waiting to get a plot, they could start doing planting in those columns. The only problem is they cannot plant any fruit. They can only plant flowers. So we got to find a way to get people in.
Thank you, Nicholas.
Last thing I want to say, I got to find out, there's an island at the corner of Lincolnwood and Flatbush. Somebody's been taking care of it. There's always been nice flowers in there. I got to try to find out who's doing that and maybe engage them and find out how they do it.
Should we leave a sign? If you're taking care of this garden, please call Nicholas Almanor. And I'll leave it so.
Yeah, put a sign there, okay. That will work, yeah.
Thank you,
All right.
Nicholas. So the interfaith luncheon we discussed, I've heard great things about that imam.
Yes, table, I suggest we table that for next meeting, because the person was trying to work on it, says she's gonna start working on it next.
Okay, so I don't know the rabbi, but you did tell me we have rabbis in Community Board 9 on the board, so that's great. And you did mention Catholic, the Catholic Church. I'm here, can you hear me?
Yes.
You did mention St. Catherine on Nostrand for the Christian portion.
Oh, no, there's St. Blaise and St. Francis on Northern Avenue and Lincolnburg.
Okay.
So we gotta do the reach out. When I see the calendar, we're gonna develop with them how we will tackle the different denomination and faith. to put this thing together.
So
We
it
don't
has to
have
be
to
from
get, we
Commissioner
don't have to
Allen.
get it done this year. This is something we
Based
have
on
to
the
do
past
next year.
meeting,
That's why I'm saying let's table it for next week.
based on the past meeting we had, and Nicholas said, yeah, he wanted to be, that's why I thought the imam was out of community board now, that's
Do
when
you
I
see
went
what's
back
actually
and
going on
they- I was
a little
told they
bit?
service Crown Heights, they service
those
community
two.
board, not they don't specific mosque or community board, good night.
Yeah, so.
Okay, thank you,
Oh, I can, there's a church on my block.
I think St. Francis is what you just said, St. Francis is North River between Lakewood and
Oh, this is what I
a block away from Allen's Bakery.
Okay. I'll move on. There's a church over there on Franklin Mott.
That's outside our community board.
Oh, yes, Franklin and
No, you said Union, you said?
and Franklin.
No, that's in the community.
Community board.
We go to Ocean. And
We're talking
Eastern
about Union and
Parkway.
Franklin. Okay.
Yeah. There's a
Let's
church
stop.
right there.
It's so funny, Nicholas trying to speed us up, but when Nicholas is here, we hear all the All right, Nicholas, we'll
Let's
table
talk about
that.
it. My
Okay.
question, let's table it. for
Okay,
next week.
so,
Okay.
for Music and Art Summit, Nicholas, you said you were going to talk to Mike Alexander, did you speak to him?
No, actually, I did before I did my call
Okay.
back. I spoke
And-
a couple of days ago. So there's nothing to keep for it.
Okay, Coach Shamari gave us an update about the sport summit planning. Is there anything you wanna add? 'Cause, the historical marker project, have we identified the historical markers or where we would like to place them?
I'm awaiting a report from the person who's supposed to do that. When I come back, I'll find out. I think we have to table this one again for next meeting.
Thank you, Nicholas. Okay, community resource career planning. Is that something we can work on next week and start with a date and start with who we need to reach out
No,
to?
the date is already, we have the date already. We probably want to talk to Duncan and say whether he needs to be done at this time.
What's the date?
We have to, it's always the
Oh,
first
yes. I just-
Saturday after Memorial Week.
Yeah,
That's
you
the
did tell
date.
me that.
It has always been set.
Excellent.
Done annually at that date, so the date does not change. So when we do in our calendar, this is something we definitely put in our calendar.
Memorial
But
Day is the
we as a
25th.
committee have to decide what kind of presentation we're going to do. Because every committee
May 30th.
has
The original
been
Memorial Day.
what they are doing, so this is that is.
Okay, so May 30th, the actual date is May 30th, Nicholas. So, thank you for reminding me. I forgot. Oh, if you would really grace us with your presentation, we're here now.
I'm so pleased. So this is fantastic. I don't remember introduced before, but I didn't mention I'm on the board. I'm the president of Friends of Mount Prospect Park. We have a board, as this resolution goes, thousands of people who signed on to preserve the park, and we conflict by moving this concrete construction already takes place. Community Board 9 has taken a detailed analysis, very sound, in the basis of community health, environmental health, science, like everything. And passed this great resolution. And this, which looks to me to be a very strong follow-on, is basically further supporting the position, as I see it, and would welcome it, further supporting the position of the community board is already taken by adding the voice to call on the company.
Zach, you want us to drive you?
What's going on here? Investigate what's going on financially. Investigate the threat to the park's integrity by pouring concrete on the green. And investigate whether all of the investigate whether, basically, it turns out that there's an administrative code provision that covers the Adopt a Park agreement that the foundation signed with the city, even though it's all city money that's paying for this construction. And the administrative code has sections in it that say, if you're gonna adopt the park, which when you read it, it's sort of like, adopt a highway, and you see, oh, we're cleaning it up and beautifying. It's sort of that kind of idea when you read the code, that we're gonna clean it up and beautify it and maintain, maintenance funds, maintain it. And the administrative code says that you cannot violate the integrity of the park. So we want the comptroller to investigate whether that requirement for violating the integrity of the park is being met. If you're gonna hold tens of thousands of square feet of concrete.
It's a lot of face.
And there are other aspects of the park to look at. And then it appears in the administrative code that there's supposed to be an actual financial contribution, one might gather, to maintain the park. But everything we've ever been told, since this thing was surprise announced, is that the foundation, the sponsor, and the Adopt a Park agreement is giving an in-kind contribution by designing the skate facility that the taxpayers will then pay over $11 million in this budget deficit, right? Over $11 million, it's all public construction money. But a lot of people don't know that. I know this community board knows that because we really dug in. But a lot of people are under the impression that, oh, it's being privately funded, no, it's not, it's all public money. So there are financial requirements and preserving the integrity of the park, which is a very historic park eligible to the National Register, requirements in the law. And what Friends Mount Prospect Park has done is just called upon the comptroller to use his investigative power to see whether this is met. Like, one of the financial requirements is that the sponsor who's engaged in this activity has to indemnify the city if there are any harms or injuries. And ever since the beginning of this, folks have been pointing out, including based on expert material, that there are a lot of site-specific issues with this park for skating. Like, it's way uphill. And skateboarders say hill bomb out. There are stairs. People try to jump stairs, even though they should not. It would be very dangerous, and some people, say, like, you have to be a super pro to do it. Or it drops acorns, and those catch eels and go flying. Or a lot of people bring their dogs there, and whether off leash or on leash, dogs, many of them have an instinctive reaction to skateboarding because it's a strange look and vibration to them, and they can become very aggressive or very stressed. So all these things are very specific to Mount Prospect Park, and they're known. There's also an issue of it being, has everybody been there? Everybody been to the park? Yeah. So you know you can't see into it, right? It's up a hill, because it's built on the reservoir. So the professional materials say you have to have a clear sight line on the street, and they say that they interviewed police nationwide who said the critical factor to sort of having a healthy skate site, and their words, we're not name calling, but their word, the critical factor as to whether there's significant delinquency in the site is whether there is this clear sight line, which is impossible. So we're like, great, so now you're gonna have foreseeable police interactions, which we know those can go sideways. And it's gonna be due to improper site selection. Because you can see from the manual, they're like, he's correct. I mean, we've screenshotted it, it's like, no. So anyway, so all of these I'm raising because there's this requirement of indemnification that the sponsor is supposed to cover any harms, but these would seem to be like elevated risk of harm because of all these factors about this quirky park.
So who's the sponsor?
The Skate Park Foundation, Tony Hawk Foundation.
Okay, so this resolution is to ask for an investigation.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. The bottom line, yes. So, yeah, so it looks to me like this really covers the terrain. It tracks the investigation request. And it would add additional support to having the controller do the job that he can do. Which should be done with, you know, then the cards fall where they may, right? But it should be investigated to see whether there's legal compliance.
You're not wrong when you're right.
So, we think that this is very time sensitive.
Oh my God.
So, given that there's.
Yes, that's what the other brain is thinking.
Availability of the executive committee, try to take it forward.
Mental weight.
You got me with
They
that.
need help, they need help with everything else.
We think
They need
this
help with
is,
everything else. I wouldn't put it on, I need a minute.
Take it.
so this is a really great thing
Where?
No, stress, I told you, they'll put
advance
nothing in
what
it.
the community board has already done very
Right,
powerfully.
there they say
And
with the
this
lake.
is just add, like you're saying, you know, just investigate whether the law is met. So yeah, so time sensitive.
Yeah, I need to, I know.
Traffic favorably about it.
Yes, 3-day weekend.
Community board.
Enjoy.
And it looks to me, like I've just read it twice here, you know, it looks to me, really terrific. I would have, just because we're so deep in it, the Board of Friends of Mount Prospect Park at this point, I could suggest like some little language tweaks to clarify. I don't know whether it would be acceptable for me to like send those over by tomorrow, is that okay, or?
Yeah, I mean, please do.
Okay. But yeah, like, but they're just small clarifying things, I don't think they really change anything. And I would be glad to answer any questions, I mean, I'll just tell you that on some of these, you know, we talked about already paved alternatives. We've talked to people who had some of the parks, one in particular that's very close by, where they've just, for 15 years, they've been promised a decent skate facility, and instead it's just flat asphalt. We're like, you know, they've been promised for years, and it's Thomas Green, it's in the district that voted for participatory budgeting money, so put that money back in the district. And it's very close to major transit, it's very close actually to Mount Prospect Park. Spell was going for it, and we were like, why not? So we finally got in touch with them, and they're like, we would love it, so, yeah. So, I mean, obviously things have to be reconfigured, but it just all supports that this seems to not be thoroughly thought out for the good of the community and of a, certainly from our point of view, and from like a solution oriented quality urban planning point of view that our communities deserve. And I should stop talking now, I know it's been a while. I'm glad to address any questions, but I would, very enthusiastically and appreciatively, and I would tell our boards when we meet tomorrow that this looks excellent to us. I would send, you know, little suggestions or where it says like what's the date, whatever, I can fill stuff in with citations. You know, we would very much welcome it. I think it's a wonderful contribution following the initial substance of the resolution.
Yes, ma'am. And I took away my ID.
Yeah, that, no, for real.
Oh, no. Listen, we just happen to take it in for
They put it on the inside.
Yeah, at least one person did say sorry, everybody else, one person said, and she realized it immediately. So,
I know you wanted to talk about the soccer, so you had a question.
No, not, well, no, I don't know what's directed. I'm now seeing this.
Ah.
I think it's just like where else.
So,
The only thing I have to is that we're still on the permit.
so we can't even vote on that. Are we tabling that also, Nicholas? The resolution for, May 16th? Did they really, confirm that they're getting the permit for May 16th?
Which one you want to table?
We're talking about the, support for Soccer Fest.
at Old Boys Field.
We moved this resolution to executive committee since we don't have a quorum, and I said they want to vote.
Okay, perfect.
Okay?
So old business, I think we,
Before you go, what I do know is that they're gonna be doing the backfield.
Yeah.
So, like, in terms of time between lacrosse, us, Tomahawk football, Eagle football, I don't know the plan. They called me yesterday asking for my dates. So I don't know what the plan is, but if the backfield is being redone, then it will definitely impact what happens.
So I don't think the town hall fans are there yet.
Who's it? It'll start May.
On the weekends.
this is on the weekend, so
Yeah, no, but, okay.
I did bring it up. When they came to us, I did tell them that at least, I didn't know about all the others, but I knew Seahawks and I knew South Central Brooklyn, was coming out with their dates. So I don't know, how to move forward. How do you suggest we move forward, Nicholas? For May 16th?
Because we only meet for this, we only meet the front, the backfield is necessary.
So that's what
But
I'm saying,
if
the
they-
backfield,
if
so
it's-
we would normally be paying on the backfield, but because they're gonna be redoing the backfield, now everyone has to use
The front field, right.
So in
So
terms
right
of
now it's a
schedule,
race.
Not
Not
necessarily a
really.
race, because we've all been working together the last 20 years. So in order to do that event, I mean, I guess they already contacted the school, I don't know if they already contacted the school. The school told them that they could do it.
So we had to contact them to know what date they had on the, had open for.
So that's the thing, right? So
Yeah.
we would have been now asked to put in our dates, right? Everyone would be putting in the dates. Saturdays is definitely a day where, and so therefore, if the backfield is unavailable, I don't know where the space comes from to do another activity.
Well, the Tomahawks have other options, and they don't really, from what I know, they don't really, like, it's not a set or bus situation for them, if they don't have that field.
You mean on that day or
On
on
that
together?
day, until, I mean, I would say that's a
Because-
concern for them, depending on their permit status.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you can ask them. Right now, I know what's gonna happen. What's gonna happen is everyone who's already been using the field are gonna be asked for their dates and their game schedule and everything. And then they're gonna put that together.
Have you, for your organization, I don't know you yet, I don't know, but have you put in your dates?
Yeah, so I would order, so for anything done for the spring, I would put my dates in for January.
Okay,
So my dates would have already have been in.
okay.
But
So you don't have May 16th? You didn't put down May 16th?
Well, I have every Saturday and Sunday from March, mid-March, all the way to June. But I only found out yesterday that the backfield was redone. So that's where the issue comes in. Because it wouldn't have been a problem if the backfield was available. Because it's unavailable, and I know lacrosse will be practicing, I know football will be practicing, I know everybody will be practicing. I don't know how they're gonna deviate the time for that day.
It's not safe, it's
not safe, This sounds like a race.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess for me, right, like, I've been there since I was 5 years old playing at that field. I've never not had the field to play. So when new organizations, especially soccer organizations, come in, what we generally have to do, and I'm not saying for this is a issue, but we've always had to, almost like we're fending off people who are trying to take our time. And that's something that's been happening at our side, you know, organizations.
And that.
Well, yeah, I know all the politics at that.
Yeah.
But especially for like, and I'm talking on the soccer side, especially at like Cape Field, a lot of organizations are constantly like, it's almost like they're backstabbing each other in order to monopolize time over it. So we've been trying to protect ourselves from organizations trying to do the same to us.
Understandable.
You know?
And then you gotta worry about the griminess behind it too, you know, folks, I mean, you know.
Yeah, because we never know, we don't know the intention, we don't know if it's just a one day for this organization or if it's a plan to.
Well, no, now, it's a one day, this is a one day event for this organization at this moment.
Well, no, I'm saying it on my end from, you know, past experience. In terms of that, I mean, I have no bearing. I know we will have games on that day, So knowing now that the backfield is unavailable, I don't know how Eagle is gonna divvy up the time. But I do know that there's already an organization who has it from 11 to 2 on Saturday. So,
That's if they're permanent, if they have it.
no, they definitely, because it's an Eagle
Oh, the Eagles,
program.
okay.
Well, I did bring it up. I didn't know all the details to fill in the blanks, but I knew, it was a home field for Central Brooklyn Soccer Club. I addressed it the same day that they came in. And at that time, as a parent with 2 children in the club, I didn't get the schedule yet. So I knew the schedule was coming, I just didn't get it yet. But this is something we need to work out before we send out flyers, confirming this date. Because I will have on my Soccer Mom Central Brooklyn Club hat that day to support the youth that I've been supporting for the past 15 years or so, so I'll be out there. And I don't want it to be a situation where the youth that have been utilizing that soccer field are now pushed aside to accommodate another soccer program. It's still a soccer program, there's still youth that have been there for years. My oldest son, for one, has been there for at least 15 years. We don't want to push a program that's been working, that's been really supporting and there for our youth, push them aside or made to feel less than, to accommodate a program that's coming from on the other side of Brooklyn that at one point I know ASO had the field in parade grounds. So I'm wondering to myself, what is going on while you're coming into new territories? And that day they said there was no soccer program in Central Brooklyn. And I remember saying, hold up now. Because my children, I have multiple children in a program, so it's not like it's needed. It's almost like they want to come into, there's this narrative that usually happens where, oh, we have to come into the communities because the youth there need it. But there's already a program there who are accommodating our youth, who are there for our youth in schools. I know when my children were at Prospect, Lefferts Gardens, Central Brooklyn Soccer Club. Hi, Fred. Good night. Get home safe. They were in the schools in our community. So I think the coaches at Central Brooklyn Soccer Club has done their very best to be there, to continue to have programs in schools, outside of the schools, on the weekends, during the week. I mean, I feel like I'm almost a part of the club every day of the week. One of my children is participating in something having to do with soccer because of Central Brooklyn Soccer Club. So
I mean, I understand what you're saying, but that, I mean, I see this concern too as a parent who has a young athlete and stuff. But I see the concern if it's an organization that's trying to replace what's there currently. If it's just a one-day event that's for everyone anyway, including your players and community, like what's the? I'm not understanding the
I think it's the verbiage for me. So the pushback for me was, what was said that day was, there was no other soccer program for Central Brooklyn. That's not true. That's a false statement. There was, and I had said that day, that's the home field. That same field that you wanna bring another soccer program under the banner of ASO is a home field to Central Brooklyn Soccer Club. So I don't think it's a replacement. They've been there for years. I mean, I used to go and watch, as a teenager, I used to go and watch players play on that field. There was Caribbean Cup. I grew up going to that field, old boys field, before Eagles took over. I was a junior high school student going to that field. There's always been soccer. So for me to hear someone say at a community board meeting, they're servicing the youth in this community because there's no other program, it makes me question what are the motives, because that's not true.
Well, think about the question, Laura. The programs that they speaking of are programs that are available to DOE students. Is it a program that's in DOE schools or not? Because that's what the focus is. That's what the target is. Yes.
So they're in DOE schools?
Yeah.
So the schools that are in there, public schools that have a soccer program and they compete amongst other DOE schools.
As of right now, no, they don't compete.
So that's the goal.
And that's, so I'm glad you said that, because that's also my goal.
Right.
So I've been actively doing that. That's why I was able to tell you that I've been trying to get for the community board in the schools that I'm already in to be a part of it. I've been actively doing that, and I just put a proposal, as a matter of fact, it's right on the screen here. I just put a proposal for an in-school, after-school program where kids will now participate weekly, go traveling to different schools to play. So that's part, and so now that you say that, now I understand why they're doing it, but I'm also simultaneously doing the same thing.
Right, and I think, I wanna make sure that we all understand that it's not a taking away from. You know.
No, so when I bring that up, and I'm sure when Abby brings it up, I'm bringing it up from the lens of, I've been through it before.
Right, yeah, I see
So
that.
I've seen it from all levels. I've seen it from when my parents ran it,
Mhm.
and I've seen it from since I've been running it. I've been running it since 2005. So I've seen it from
Yeah.
all levels, right? So, I mean, it could just be a simple, 1, 2, 3, come
Yeah.
here. But it could also be something
Right.
different. So, in order for our organization and who we service to protect ourselves against that,
Yeah.
we want to first know. But we also know what we deal with at the field
Yeah.
weekly, daily.
Cause I'm learning that too.
Yeah.
With the field,
Yeah,
so
we
it's
know
like,
what we
okay,
do.
so how do we go around, I'll get around this so that I'm not,
Yeah,
this is not a
so-
part of it. But, can you see your organization being a part of it? Because the purpose of the tournament is to is for everyone, all the kids to come and just play soccer and have a little mini games and tournaments, and we celebrate those that, from game 1 to game 7.
Mm-hmm.
And just to encourage soccer, with kids who don't have it in the public schools. So it's not to take away from whomever is already,
So-
it's just to make sure that our superintendents and principals know that this is available to come to their schools. Because that's where I come in, like contacting the schools to make sure they all know to come to this type of situation.
Oh, so that's your job?
That's not my job, that's
But
one
that's
of the
your
things that I do.
responsibility?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm not gonna, hold you guys up, but, I will say as a parent, I've seen the benefits of soccer. I, was the parent, at the time I was the chairperson for, Lefferts Gardens Charter School. And I did, at the time it was Coach Dario that I spoke to about, well, I brought it up in the board meeting first. I've seen them in schools. So, and I've seen how shy children or children who are being bullied have really manifested and grew through soccer. It is
My
given
son is
them.
one of them.
Yeah, so I don't know, for me, I guess it was hearing that there was a need for it in the community when we've had a program that has been servicing our community and doing a great job. I guess-
Her saying that, repeating that, tells someone like me that I'm not hearing or seeing you for
Oh,
that
I don't
to be
believe
true.
that. I don't
No, I'm just saying for me, that I'm not hearing or seeing.
I can't speak for Coach Damari.
No, I'm not, I'm telling you what I hear
Okay.
from me, from my access. I feel like, okay, I'm not hearing or seeing an organization for her, from, to get her point of view like that way. So that I question, okay, so what's your relationship with District 17 and 19 and 18? Why they don't know that you've been here, doing this, what she just expressed? Because that's my question. Why they don't know? Because for
I would
me,
say
that's
the
what we
turnover in principals and staff that's normally at the schools. I'm not speaking on a level of who the superintendents are, but principals directly in the schools.
Principals have a boss.
Well, we don't go directly to the boss.
But you can, it's your.
Okay, well, I know now, but I didn't know before. So anytime we were trying to go into a school, we go directly to the school.
Right,
speak to
directly to the
secretary,
school, but
speak to the
speaking to
principal.
the principal's bosses, now you're speaking to all of the schools.
Mhm.
Instead of just one school, you can speak to all of them by speaking to all of their boss. And he or she
Mhm.
can relay that, hey, this is a program that I yes, and now you have more than one just school, you have several.
We deal with vendors. We've done it the way we know how, right? And by that meaning,
Because it works.
we can only service, maybe ASO is an organization who can service 1,000 schools in the city. Maybe that's the case, but we can only service what we have the manpower to do. And what we have the manpower to do is in our areas.
Yeah.
And so that's who we reach out to.
Is ASO in schools?
ASO is national.
National, yeah.
I played with them.
And they're
not
all
the state.
over.
Like
And
when I was
our
a
new
kid.
mayor also
So.
wants to play with them. He gave them a shout out, it's an inaugural speech. So it's like, they do have the fame, get to follow.
Yes, they
like
came
a
to the
piece.
board
Yeah,
meeting,
she came.
but
She's also
So
part of the
even-
education committee as well.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
so I think the history is that we also played for Brooklyn Patriots, which was also at Parade Grounds. And ASO has been there, so I'm thinking why the sudden change? But you're saying ASO is already in DOE schools,
Certain schools, yeah,
Certain
not
schools.
in CB9.
not in CB9,
Not in
okay.
CB9, yeah.
Okay, I know it's late, and I'm not gonna hold you guys. If there's any
I
more
mean, you wanna-
business, no,
Ansley
I
is-
really wanna go home too.
Because I want to make sure that everybody is like on one accord with this. I want this event to
I
happen.
welcome a difference of opinions.
Yeah.
I welcome it. I'm not that type of person. Yes, I've been known to shut down a difference of opinion now and then, but I welcome it. And sometimes
Yeah.
I need to see you on the other side where, you know what, I could have thought that through, or I see another side of the
Is
coin
that what?
different from my view. I'm moving forward because I really do want to go
Because
home.
I'm serious. I haven't heard your organization before, but now I'm curious about it. Because I do look for sports programs to put my son in, football and soccer and basketball in my neighborhood.
But he's a
for-
coach. Talk to mom.
So-
Talk to who's been in this program for over a decade. I have 3 sons, and it looks like my 3-year-old is
I don't
trying.
have to deal with it.
It looks like my daughter's trying
I
to
did
join the
that.
program too. She's
Yeah.
fighting with calf, my
Soccer,
10-year-old for the ball.
And
So I
talk
might
to
have
parents,
another
so-
one. I'll talk to the parents. Come,
Yeah.
I mean, we are open. We'll share our experiences with you. We love our community soccer club. We support them. We fundraise with them. Whatever events they have, we support them.
That's
We get
how
our
it should be.
community. It is. They are a part of the community. They're in the community. Some of them live here, some of them don't. But let something happen in our community and we call one of the coaches, they come. Coach Shamari, I know specifically when my son transitioned into basketball, he was there at his basketball game. His soccer coach came. It's almost like a step up brother program. Your coach is family. They become family. They know your grades, when your grades are, at least our coaches. I can't speak for all soccer coaches, but they have been a part of my family. There's been times where they have to tell me, Abby, chill. But that's the relationship that we have, where they can say, you know what, Abby, calm down. Coach Shamari can say that. But you know what, sometimes you're passionate. You see the love that they have for your sons, and you can't help but to love
Support
someone and support them.
Yeah.
That's showing and investing so much time. They have families of their own.
Yeah.
But to invest so much time in your children, taking them, we're going to Spain. When can our children say, we're going to Spain in March?
Well, we travel every year. We travel every year since 2010.
As a former parent of athletes, because my youngest one played soccer and basketball growing up. And then she left soccer and went to basketball, right? But I found that her coaches, because one of her coaches, I can't think of his name, he passed away because he used to play for the NBA. And he was doing with her and other kids, and her coach from the treaty, because she used to go to Michael J. Treaty. She was working with them as well as with him. So she had like 2 coaches from 2nd grade to high school, right? And then she played for CYO, she played for PAL. So she did all of that. And as a parent, for athlete, it is very fundamental to have them in sports. It keeps them grounded. And it kept her out of trouble, and it kept less stress off of me to keep her out of trouble. And her coaches was very, like you said, like family. I can trust them, you know, if he said, I'm gonna bring her home, I know they gonna bring her home, they're gonna make sure everybody is safe. I doing this sports.
I think it's time to
Doing
go.
this sports thing, I think will be a great thing. It would just be soccer, correct? Or it would be other?
Well, we have a sports liaison. So Coach Shamari mentioned that he's bringing more than just a soccer
Yeah, we
program.
have soccer, tennis, basketball, flag football, baseball, and lacrosse.
Woo! Oh, we got football? I play football.
He's at flag football.
I don't play flag.
but we don't want people out there tackling each other.
Yeah, so
I
I
grew up
just
with a lot of
look
boys.
football, we just had a
We
very,
get tackled.
we didn't have a positive experience. So I had to move him, unfortunately, but he still wants to
Like,
play.
he still wants to play football?
We don't wanna play with the team he was
Oh,
with,
okay.
and it was just
Not-
not good at all.
Okay.
But I
He's
don't
welcome
want
to
it,
come to
I don't want
soccer.
him to, oh, he already plays soccer.
What, ASO?
No, he
Oh.
plays with, Socceroo, and he just started playing with
Socceroo have a league? Has a league?
No, they don't have a league, he
Oh.
don't compete,
Okay.
he's just
Oh,
playing.
he just goes.
Yeah, he don't compete, but that's because of what happened in football, you don't wanna, and we're.
You know what comes out of development, so the development program is on Saturdays, my 10-year-old is there. I've been threatening my 20-year-old to send a 3-year-old, but he's saying, no, hold off. But come, see our
And I
program
don't
for
wanna, I don't
yourself.
wanna drag it out, but we also have a program specifically for kids like that.
We're not ending, y'all.
That focuses on the confidence, when you're confident.
Yes, anybody second the adjournment? Exchange numbers. Yes, definitely. And
It's like, yeah,
again,
go off.
if you ever need, if you need,